Hello everyone. I hope you understood the last lecture. I would suggest to you that you get one biology dictionary, especially for those students came from Hindi and Marathi medium. And if you have any doubt or a difficulty in understanding this topic, you can message me on my personal number. In the last lecture, we discussed about the salient features of division Thallophyta. Today we continue with the same. And now we see classification of division Thallophyta. Thallophyta belongs to subkingdom Cryptogamy, that is group of non-flowering and spore-bearing plants. Division Thallophyta is further classified into three classes depending on the presence of pigments. First, Chlorophyceae, green algae. Second, Phaeophyceae, brown algae. And third, Rhodophyceae, red algae. Now we study all these three classes one by one. First group, Chlorophyceae, also called as green algae. Here, algae contain pigments like chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. And because of presence of this chlorophyll A and B, the members of this group are green in color. That's why the Chlorophyceae also termed as green algae. Now we see the general features of this group Chlorophyceae. First, about the habitat. Habitat means where these algae grow. These algae mostly grow in fresh water. That means they grow in pools, ponds or lakes, while few members grow in brackish water and marine water. Marine water means sea water, you know that. Then what is this brackish water? Brackish water is a water which has less salinity as compared to the sea water, and it has more salinity as compared to the fresh water. Now the next character, plant body or a thalloid structure. These algae show wide range of variations in their thalloid structure. Like some are unicellular as like Chlamydomonas or Chlorella. Some are multicellular colonial type. For example, Volvox. You can see the diagram of the Volvox. This alga shows a colonial thallus. That means here you can see Volvox is a multicellular alga, and if you observe, it looks like a ball-like structure. And at the peripheral region, you can see the number of cells are there which are biflagellate as like Chlamydomonas. All these cells are interconnected with each other. They live in a group manner. They live together, and such type of arrangement is called as a colonial form or colony. Then the second type of thallus is filamentous Spirogyra. In Spirogyra, the thalloid structure is filamentous. That means it is rod-like elongated structure which is unbranched. Then the next character is cell wall contains cellulose. Usually, plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. So the cell wall of the Chlorophyceae members also made up of cellulose. Then the next character, here you can see a wide range of chloroplasts. That means, what is this chloroplast? Chloroplast is a cell organelle which contains photosynthetic pigments. In case of Chlorophyceae, you can see various shapes of chloroplasts like discoid, that means disc-like, plate-like, reticulate. Reticulate means network-like. In case of Oudogonium, Oudogonium is a member of Chlorophyceae. Here you can see it has a filamentous thalloid structure, and here you can see the chloroplast is network-like and such network like chloroplast is called as a reticulate. Then cup-shaped chloroplast is found in Chlamydomonas. If you observe this Chlamydomonas, you can see the chloroplast is cup-shaped, while in Spirogyra, chloroplast is ribbon-shaped or a spiral. You can see here the ribbon-like structures are there or somewhat spiral structures are there. That is a chloroplast. And because of presence of this spiral-shaped chloroplast, the name Spirogyra is given to this alga. Next character is stored food material. As like other plants, in Chlorophyceae, stored food material is in the form of starch. This starch is stored in a special storing bodies which are called as a pyrenoids. These pyrenoids are located on chloroplast. Look at the diagram of Spirogyra. You can see here the Spirogyra has a spiral shaped chloroplast, and on this spiral shaped chloroplast you can see a dark green oval patches are there. These dark green colored patches are storing bodies which are called as pyrenoids. Inside these pyrenoids, along with starch, protein is also stored. Next, about the uses. As the members of Chlorophyceae are rich in protein, that's why used as a food. Now some examples, extra examples which are given in your book: Chlorella, Chara and Ulothrix. Okay, this is about the Chlorophyceae group or a green algae. Now we see the next group, Phaeophyceae, also called as brown algae. Here, the members of Phaeophyceae possess photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll A, C and fucoxanthin. And because of presence of this fucoxanthin, the Phaeophyceae also called as a brown algae. Further characters about Phaeophyceae: habitat. Here, mostly members are marine, that means they grow in the sea water, while very few members grow in fresh water, that means in ponds or lakes. Second point is about the thalloid structure. Here also you can see a variety. For example, simple branched filamentous structure is found in Ectocarpus. If you observe this picture of Ectocarpus, which is an example of Phaeophyceae, the thalloid structure is filamentous, elongated, and it is branched type of filamentous. Then the second example is Petalonia. In this case, you can see the branching is there, but here branching is more as compared to the Ectocarpus. That's why such kind of branching is called as a profusely branched. Then another example is of Laminaria. In case of Laminaria, this thalloid structure is divided into the three parts. At the base, you can see for attachment, a structure is there which is called as a holdfast, which is for holding purpose. Then the elongated stalk-like structure is there, which is termed as a stipe, and it has a leafy thalloid structure, which is called as a lamina or frond, which is meant for photosynthetic purpose. Now the next character is cell wall has cellulose, fucans and algin. In case of Chlorophyceae, we have studied the cell wall is made up of cellulose only, but in case of Phaeophyceae, along with cellulose, the cell wall contains fucans and algin. Fucans and algin are polysaccharides. This fucans is used as an anticoagulant. That means it is used as a blood thinner. It prevents the clotting of blood. While this algin is used in food industry as a thickening agent, as well as it is used as a hydrocolloid. What is this hydrocolloid? We'll see in the next point. Now about the stored food material. The stored food material is in the different forms of starch like mannitol and laminarin. These two are the different forms of starch, and in these forms the food material is stored in Phaeophyceae. Here in this case, many species of Phaeophyceae are marine, so they are rich in nutrients, that's why used as a food. For example, laminaria and sargassum, while some species are used for the production of hydrocolloids. For example, Ectocarpus and Fucus. These two members, Ectocarpus and Fucus, are used for production of hydrocolloids. What are these hydrocolloids? Hydrocolloids are the polymers of carbohydrates and proteins. This hydrocolloid is a substance which forms a gel in presence of water, so called as hydrocolloids. Hydro means water, and colloids, where when it comes in contact with water, it forms a gel-like structure. These hydrocolloids are used in a surgical dressing or a dressing for wounds. This dressing is waterproof. See, instead of stitching, in some surgeries, these hydrocolloids are used for joining the wounds. Okay. Then another use of the hydrocolloids, used as a thickening agents in foods. That means for making jam, jellies, sauces, the hydrocolloids are used as a thickening agents. Algin is a good example of hydrocolloid. Okay, this is about the Phaeophyceae group. Now we see next and the last, Rhodophyceae. Rhodophyceae also called as red algae because the members contain chlorophyll A, D and phycoerythrin. Presence of phycoerythrin pigment is a characteristic feature of this Rhodophyceae group. And then the second character is the members of Rhodophyceae are found in marine water as well as in fresh water. They may present on the surface of the water or may grow deep in sea, as well as some of the members grow in brackish water. Plant body is thalloid. Here you can see, look at all these pictures. You cannot make out root, stem, leaves. So the plant body is undifferentiated, irregular structure. So it is called as a thalloid. Now about the cell wall. In case of Rhodophyceae, cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin in combination with other carbohydrates. The cell wall contains three factors: cellulose, pectin and some other carbohydrates. Now about the stored food material. The stored food material is in the form of starch, which is called as a floridin starch. It is the another type of starch or a form of starch called floridin. Okay. Here the members of Rhodophyceae or a red algae are used in making agar-agar. What is this agar-agar? Agar-agar is a gelatinous substance. It is a polymer of galactose which has been used as a solidifying culture media. What is this culture media or culture medium? Culture medium is a nutritive medium used for growing microorganisms in laboratory, and also this agar-agar used as a thickening agents in making ice creams and other desserts. Okay. Now examples of Rhodophyceae. For example, Chondrus, Batrachospermum, Porphyra, Gelidium, Gracilaria, and Polysiphonia. All these are the members of Rhodophyceae. Here, the pictures of Batrachospermum, Gracilaria, and Polysiphonia are there in your book. Here I have some pictures of Chondrus, Gelidium, and Porphyra. These pictures are not there in your book. That's why I have shown here how these members of Rhodophyceae look. The one more thing is this Porphyra is an example of Rhodophyceae. But in your book, the same example is given in Phaeophyceae. So remember this, Porphyra is an example of Rhodophyceae. It doesn't come under the Phaeophyceae. Okay, this is about the third class of the, or a last class of this division, Thallophyta. Now we see here the comparative study of all these three classes. So easily you can remember all the characters. First, about the habitat, that means where the members of these groups grow. Chlorophyceae grow mostly in fresh water, few brackish or marine. Phaeophyceae members mostly marine. See, exactly opposite to the Chlorophyceae. Here mostly fresh water and few brackish or marine, while Phaeophyceae members mostly marine and rarely or few fresh water. While in case of Rhodophyceae, some members grow in marine water as well as some grow in fresh water. Then the second character, plant body, that is thalloid structure. Chlorophyceae, some members are unicellular, some are multicellular, colonial or filamentous form. In Phaeophyceae, they are multicellular, filamentous, some are profusely branched, and in case of Laminaria, body is differentiated into holdfast, type and frond. While in Rhodophyceae, the plant body is thalloid. What about the photosynthetic pigments, which is the main differentiating characteristic between all these three groups? In Chlorophyceae, chlorophyll A and B is present. In Phaeophyceae, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, and fucoxanthin. While in Rhodophyceae, in addition to chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D and phycoerythrin is present. See the difference. This chlorophyll A is common in all the three groups, but in Chlorophyceae, D is there. In Phaeophyceae, chlorophyll C is there, and in Rhodophyceae, chlorophyll D is there. In Phaeophyceae, in addition to that, fucoxanthin, while in Rhodophyceae, phycoerythrin is there. Now about the cell wall. Cell wall is made up of cellulose in Chlorophyceae. In Phaeophyceae, along with cellulose, it contains fucans and algin. While in Rhodophyceae, along with cellulose, cell wall is made up of pectin with other carbohydrates. Next character, stored food. In Chlorophyceae, stored food is in the form of starch. In Phaeophyceae, stored food material in the form of two different forms of starch like mannitol and laminarin, while in Rhodophyceae, it is in the form of fluoride starch. Now about the uses. Chlorophyceae, which is rich in nutrients, so the members are used as a food. Phaeophyceae, the members of Phaeophyceae are also used as a food, and along with that used in production of hydrocolloids. While the members of Rhodophyceae are used in making agar-agar. Now about the examples. Examples of Chlorophyceae: Chlorella, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, Cara, Volvox, and Ulothrix. Phaeophyceae: Laminaria, Fucus, Sargassum, Ectocarpus. Rhodophyceae: Chondrus, Batrachospermum, Porphyra, Gelidium, Gracilaria, and Polysiphonia. Okay, here we are finished with the three groups from division Thallophyta. Okay, today we stop here. Thank you.